right with what we do have in our history. You know, I've never felt like I need to go around. Like I had a friend that was in the GD and stuff, but I didn't go around with him and say, you know, or when I wasn't around him, say, yeah, I'm in too, you know.
Right. You don't see me talking about how my grandfather, who my grandfather was and what he did, because that's nobody else's business but my family's and mine. Okay. You
Yeah,
don't see
get
me
him.
going around.
Highlight that comment, damn it, Goku. Get him the money or he's leaving YouTube.
Yes, give him the money or he's leaving YouTube.
Good
Tony
morning,
the
Mr.
fucking bullshitter.
Morning, Vice President. Impeach,
I
sir.
can't. I can't. It says show on stage, but it won't let me.
Bambi would have to do. Bambi gonna have to put you into that spot that the last collaborator we shall not name that's separated. She gonna have to give you that power.
She tried to, but the shit's not working. I don't know.
It's got to send you a link to your email. You got to confirm it with a link, and then basically when you log in to StreamYard. But you gotta, I don't know. I think almost like you don't need to do it on the email that your StreamYard account is. Like you need to do it on a fresh one. I could be
Uh,
wrong.
hit from the bomb.
Man, we really need to be able to have a weed emoji now, especially if you
I,
live in a legalized state.
I
Tired of
know,
using them
man.
little plant emojis.
I know, dude. It's fucking bullshit, man. Pick it, pack it, fire it up, come along. As we take hits from the bong. That's that shit.
Hit from the bone.
Cypress Hill is fire, bro.
Cypress Hill. What's that?
Oh yeah, Cypress Hill is lit.
What's that? I'm lost.
You,
What's Cypress Hill?
that band, dog, the one that hits from the bong. That's Cypress Hill, bro. You
Oh.
never heard Cypress Hill before?
Nah, I guess I just didn't know the band or anything. I've heard that before, but I just don't. I'm not that up to date on the info of the people that made it.
Oh
Hell,
wow.
there were so many. There's a bunch of traditional songs like I knew I could sing, but when people tried to like when they said who it was or whatever, I'm like, huh?
Oh shit.
Not with everything, but some stuff. Like the fucking Tattoo Lady song, you know. It wasn't until Breaking Bad brought that thing back out, I was like, you know, who does sing that? That's when I looked it up. Who made it?
Right.
So what do
Wow.
you? I was saying earlier, man. I think I got cut off, or yeah, I fell off. What are you doing this morning?
I'm just sitting here playing Dead Army 4. You know what that is? Dead Army.
No, I will Google it.
It's you ever heard of the Sniper Elite games?
Mm, I know there's some really good advanced first-person shooters out there now. I'm talking about stuff that will
Oh
like every
yeah.
now and then it'll put a dang malfunction when you're racking a slide or something. All types of crap.
Yeah, I have a really good game right now that's called Ready or Not, and it's literally your SWAT team. And you have to go in and arrest people. And
Zombie Army Dead War 4,
yeah, that's it. Yep.
third-person shooter developed by third person. I kind of, I see Red Dead. You can do first person or third, but you know,
Well, Red Dead's fire. I like Red Dead.
yeah, I do too. I just wish
Red
I had
Dead
it
is
for
fun.
PC and had a PC that could run it and store the whole thing because they got Red Dead Roleplay. They got like people that have it on their PC. They've done the stuff that Rockstar should have done to begin with.
Yeah, I know they fucking mod and all that shit, bro.
People with
Oh,
like me stuck on consoles or just forever on vanilla.
yes, yeah, we're forever on vanilla
We got to
Red
do
Dead.
glitches. We got to do glitches. Like I got both. I got two dual wields of John. This is the first playthrough where I got John's guns in chapter 2 and Micah, and I got only one. I got Micah's revolver, but you can't glitch two of Micah's revolvers. But for some reason, you can do it with John. I don't know.
Okay, I like the Schofield revolvers. The Schofield revolvers are the shit.
Schofields
And
are cool. Sorry, I
the
wasn't
Skull,
trying to cut you off. Just saying they're cool. I like them.
yeah, the Schofields are cool, and also the M1 something 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 are my favorite pistols.
M1899.
Yes, they're my favorite pistols.
I kind of like the volcanic. But
Really?
it's totally unrealistic though, because he can't shoot it. There's no way you could shoot that thing with one hand and reload with one hand. You can't.
Yeah, that's why I don't.
It's a lever action. If
Yeah,
you
I
notice
prefer.
when you hold two volcanics, if you notice he's reloading the levers with like his bottom fingers. I'm like, there's no way you can do that. I
Yeah,
mean, maybe
you're.
you could. I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, they would have to come up with the animation from somewhere, but I don't think that that's possible.
They originally was gonna have black powder, weapon. They ended up changing it though, and it made sense really because by then they did have cartridges. Just not everybody had a cartridge one.
Well, yeah, not everybody had one. An M198, whatever the fuck it is. That was like a really
No,
good like. That
that
was
was
right
like an
before.
early Glock. An early Glock.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. Some people speculate. I've watched some YouTube videos that Trelawney was the rat, and it's weird because if you play the first Red Dead, there's a character called the Strange Man. He's also in a cameo in the second Red Dead. If you go to a certain location,
Yeah, in
painting
the
a
swamp.
paint, and then and on the last visit when the painting is completed, you'll see him in the mirror. If you look through the mirror out the corner,
Yep,
he's
he's the one that
behind
visits
you.
John on his farm, and he says this is a nice spot, and that's where John
Yeah,
gets buried at.
we're John, Abigail, and Uncle, and the gun goes off 3 times, and it jams on the fourth, and a revolver never jams. So
Nope,
that
a
was
revolver does not jam.
no. That fourth round jamming and not firing was signifying Jack would be spared.
Yeah. Yeah, people say I think he's deaf. I don't think he's like a god or whatever.
I think he's
Certain people
deaf
say
too.
I think he's deaf. I don't think he's like I don't think he's like
But could
God
he
or
be
the
Trelawney?
devil.
But you know what's interesting though? Could he be Trelawney? See, I don't think they had made the character of Trelawney because there's no mention of him like there are the others in the first one. But it's just so weird that then they made Trelawney, and Trelawney looks in the second game just about a spitting image of what the Strange Man looked like, except for how he talked.
Right. Well, yeah, that is crazy because if you think about it, I mean, I don't think it is him, but I think that they
Why did they
had
make him
plans on
look like
adding.
him?
Well, because I think maybe they had plans on adding Tirani in the first one, and they just used that as a strange man. You know what I mean?
We need
Shared
to.
assets.
There's official info that confirms that if that's true or not. We need to find out. No, they said. I think that they said that there were files in the game for people that have PC. They found files that weren't being used, but at one time was going
What's
to
up,
be in there,
fellas?
and they had
What's
a
up, man?
model or name of Strange Man. Hey, Bambi,
What's up, Santini? What's up,
you back?
Louisiana Higher? Whatever the fuck. What's up?
Wait, was she just who came in? Because I saw you put them backstage. I was like, who the fuck is that? But I was letting you handle it because it's your shit today.
Hey, how you doing there, Bambi? Hello, fellas.
What's up,
Hey,
Santini?
how you
Hey.
doing?
Oh, so there is somebody else up here. Okay, hello,
Yeah,
sir.
there is.
How you doing?
What's your name?
My name is Santini.
Santini. Nice to meet you. I'm Square.
Nice to meet you,
Likewise.
Santini. I'm Goku.
Likewise. Yeah,
And,
I actually wanted to come up and maybe discuss this whole thing with the Epstein files.
Oh,
Okay.
great. You got two people that probably would love to talk about it.
I don't know
Yeah.
nothing about it, so
I know a little
y'all
bit.
go ahead.
Well, I want to make this clear first and foremost. I'm not a Biden supporter. I'm not even a Democrat.
Me neither.
I'm an independent. Okay,
That's kind of how
any
I
Trump
started
supporter-
out.
Yeah,
That's
the
how I
first
started
thing.
out, but I realized you got to vote Republican. Like, nobody independent ever gets fucking on the electoral vote.
I
Nobody.
know. Unfortunately, the independents don't have enough numbers to gain any traction yet. But from where I sit, both the Democrats and the Republicans have screwed we the people over time and time again. Now, I will say this: there is one party is worse than the other. I
Yeah,
don't know if
because
people
one
are
party
aware.
started the Ku Klux Klan, Dixiecrats, KKK, segregation, Jim Crow, and that would be Democrats. The
And
other
you know
Yeah,
party
what
got
the
rid
Democrats are
of
the
it.
racist
Democrats
ones.
also did for us? They're the ones who gave us overtime, unemployment. How about that?
They did do that.
They did do that. That counts for
They
something,
did do
doesn't it?
Medicaid. If it was
And
left up to Republicans, we'd all fuck. I'd be uninsured right now.
what you were talking about is back in the past. Back in the past, the Democrats were the Republicans, and the Republicans were the Democrats. We're talking about here and now, today, not the past.
Okay.
Here and now, today, the Republican Party behind Trump is hiding the Epstein files.
Yep.
And I'm
it's
gotta tell you something.
because there's Democrats and Republicans that we know. We know Bill Clinton went out there.
And we also, yes, that's 100%. And we
Bill
also know
Gates.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump was there. Let me tell you something. You
And
don't
that
go
quote
to
about
Epstein Island. You don't go
he
to
likes
Epstein
beautiful
Island.
women and they're young. I hate that.
Square. Let him talk. Let him talk, sir.
Nobody
My
goes
bad.
to Epstein
You're good.
Island to eat at a fancy restaurant because there aren't any. Nobody goes to Epstein Island to visit a fancy resort because there aren't any. And people who want to tell me, Trump was on the Epstein flight logs. He was just giving him a ride. Is that right? So the Trump, the multi-billionaire who has his own jet airplane, needs to be flown around by Epstein? Tell me another one.
Mm.
So now,
My take on it, some people are already saying like he's a pedophile, like he's got to be in there and be on like implicated and stuff. I don't necessarily believe that, but I necessarily want to think that maybe he didn't stop being friends with him in 06 or whenever when he was convicted, because you got to understand the dude was still a billionaire, and my mind just seems to err on the side of logic that a registered billionaire is different from a regular registered nobody, and
okay, well,
I think he was involved with him in business deals. They were in business, real estate, etc. Who knows what's in there.
well, let's look at Ghislaine Maxwell for a second. So during her trial, which
Yeah,
she was
why is she in jail if there's no client list?
right, which she was convicted of and given a 20-year federal sentence during the trial. Now, she's one of the most prolific underage sex traffickers in the world. Her and Epstein, right? During her trial, Trump says he wished her well. He wished one of the most prolific young underage sex traffickers of the 21st century well? Are you freaking kidding me?
When did he wish her well? When she was in trial?
During the trial, that's right.
She comes from a family that is really wealthy and big deal in England. I think that's really the only reason why she meant anything to Epstein, because her family and stuff comes from money and whatever. And Epstein does too. But I don't know. I don't know about her. It's weird. It's weird. Are they trying to tell us that she's in jail for 20 years just for helping him get? I mean, I know they were underage, some, but I mean, I just can't see that. Like, she had to have been doing it for other people. It had to have been bigger than that. They said it was.
What I would say is this: there's no way she got a 20-year federal sentence unless they didn't have the goods on her. They got the
Diddy
goods.
probably won't even get that long.
Them. We the people deserve to see the goods. I want those Epstein files, and I want them
there's supposed to be something called the Freedom of Information Act, but it basically really is a bunch of bullshit. The name don't live up to the name, because they can come up with an excuse here or there and never release it.
Yeah, well, actually 8 months ago, Trump was telling us they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Now he's telling us they're eating the lists, they're eating the files. Yeah, all right, Trump. At a minimum,
Elon did say it. Elon did say he called it though. He said that they wouldn't release them.
At a minimum, Trump is protecting pedos. At a minimum.
Or he's keeping that he had a relationship with him longer. Whether or not there's videos of him with a minor on there is another story. But maybe it's just he had some shady deals with him and stuff, and he wonders what all he had on him.
Or the truth, Trump is on the Epstein files. That's the truth.
That's fucked up. If he is, I'm gonna rip up my voter card if he is. Like, if he's in there, like, oh, he was with a minor, they've got confirmation or video, like, fuck, I'll feel bad.
Where I stand is this, when Trump ran in 2016, I can understand people being fooled. Okay, the guy told you, politicians make promises. They rarely keep. They keep very few of those
What
promises, if any.
he did on that debate stage with Hillary, this is what Chappelle said. No other politician like him has done it. That's why he won. He called them out, and he said, "I don't pay taxes because I know the system, just like y'all don't." Like nobody, no politician would say that before him. They wouldn't say like, "Yeah, I use rules and
Well,
loopholes."
I respectfully disagree. The way I see it is back in 2016, the media was telling us that Hillary had the election in the bag. So
Yeah,
what
she
happened?
didn't.
A lot of Democrats said, "Oh, I don't need to vote. Hillary's far ahead in the polls." Then in
You think
2020,
you think that's the only thing that made him win?
hold on. Then in
Sorry.
2020, not that's the only thing, but then in 2020, when Biden was running against Trump, the media was reporting it's a very close race. So the Democrats
Yeah,
came out. The Democrats came out in force. Now in 2024, what happened? The media once again reported, "Oh, Harris has got the election in the bag. She's going to win." So a lot of Democrats sat home and didn't go vote because they didn't think they needed to.
I don't know. I've always seen them promote a really strong image of trying to get everybody they can out to vote, even if they think they're doing well. So
Well,
it
Square,
seems.
I want you to understand something. I think you should be aware of this already. A lot of people think that
Excuse me.
Trump beat Hillary. I mean, beat Harris because he's more popular. 6 out of 10 Americans, whether they vote or don't vote, do not support Donald Trump. Donald Trump supporters are 40% of the nation. That's the minority, not the majority.
Not
They
in
may
my
be the
state.
minority. They may be the
In my
minority in
state, they
rural
were the
America.
majority.
They may be the minority. I mean, the majority in rural America where they live, but they're not the majority of all the Americans.
I think it was about a 15% higher difference here in my state.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I have.
I voted for him. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I hear you. I hear you. Listen, and I respect you because a few minutes ago you said if you find out that he was on those files and on that
I'm
island,
gonna rip my voter card up because he's the only president I voted for. I voted for him in 2016. I didn't vote in 2020. I voted again after the whole 2020 shit and everything last 4 years.
I respect you for that, Square, because I'm going to tell you now, even if they came out with the Epstein files and Trump is name on that numerous times, many of his supporters don't have the strength to be a man and say I was wrong. You do.
No, I've tried talking to some of my family that are diehard supporters about this stuff he's done recently with the big beautiful bill and this crap, and I don't get nothing but it's Democrats. So I'm like, you're listening to one side of the media. I look at both sides of the media. I look at all sides of the media, Fox, all of them. I don't just look at one. I'm not Team CNN or Team Fox. I look at all of them and I try to gather all the info I can get from all of them and make
The
my
way
own mind up.
the way I see it, the reality of it is, if you're looking at the television for your news, you're not getting the news. Whether it's Fox, MSNBC, whoever it is, you're getting opinions. It's
I get it from the
entertainment. You've
internet.
got to read your news today. You've got to read.
Yeah.
Everybody has a cell phone and or a computer. Utilize it.
Mhm.
Utilize the damn thing.
I
Open
agree.
it up and do some reading. Simon,
I
turn
agree.
the television news off. The television news is not the news.
No, that's what they want you to believe, bro. That's why I don't watch the news.
Well,
Yeah,
I
back
mean,
in the
I can
days-
pretty much, I can expect and predict what's going to be on one side versus the other. They're going to be talking about the Epstein cover-up over at the Democrat side right now, and right now at Fox, they're going to be, doing everything else besides that as much as they can.
Yeah, well, I'd like to touch base on something else with Trump. So, during Trump's first term, he tore up the 159-page Iran nuclear deal. Now, Trump supporters are against that deal, but they never read the 159-page agreement. It's like if you go into a courtroom, right, and you're disputing a contract that you signed, this judge is going to say, "Sir or ma'am, is that your name? Is that your signature?" "Yes, it is." "Well, you're screwed. You signed it. That's it. You didn't read it. It's not because you didn't read it is not an excuse. You signed on that line. That's it. You're now bound by that signature, and you're bound by that contract.
Yeah, it's just like if you get a record deal, if you sign it and they want you to do something and you don't do it, then they can fucking sue you and take all your money and shit. And it's basically
Okay,
the same
so
thing.
now, right. So now where I wanted to go
Especially
with
when
this
in
is
the
that,
fine print it says you got to do this, or that if we say so.
okay, right. So now where I'm going with this is that had Trump not torn up the 159-page Iran nuclear agreement, which in that agreement it said that they would allow NATO nuclear weapons inspectors into that country to check to make sure they were abiding by the contract. Had he not tore it up, we wouldn't have needed to bomb Iran. On top of that,
Well, we
the
didn't
hu-
really
the
do it over
one
that. They
the
had good intel on what they might have had or might have been starting on, and I question that even. But I
yes.
tell you what, we bombed them for one reason and one reason only. We
Okay.
back Israel no matter what. Come on, Brandy.
Yes. We right. We
Even the
don't even
Democrats
know
do.
when yes, when they reported that they were weeks within producing a bomb. We don't know that. They didn't show any proof. Well, let me finish because I'm almost done with this. So back when Obama made the Iran nuclear agreement, part of the agreement, Iran wanted some of the money, some of their money that America had frozen. So he agreed to give them back $1.7 billion of their own money. But Trump supporters think it was the taxpayers' money. They're wrong. Guess what? Now Trump wants to make his own Iran nuclear agreement, and he's offering them 30 billion, 18 times as much money. It's their money, of their money back if they sign the agreement.
I just want to make one quick thing. You don't have to be, you can be a supporter of the Israel being a state and a supporter for Palestine to have their own little piece and not be a supporter of Zionism, and you're not anti Semitic, okay? It seems stupid to have to explain, but you got people that think you can only be one or the other.
Yeah, well, the way I see it, the only way that there's ever going to be peace over there has to be a two-state solution.
Netanyahu doesn't want it, and all the Jews and stuff and Israeli citizens I've seen over there have all said, nah, they've shook their head. Somebody brings up the two-state solution, and they're not doing it. They want them out of there, or they want them wiped off the map, and that's what Netanyahu is working on.
Oh, I got to tell you, I'm a personal trainer in Manhattan, right? And I've had, over the years, 7 different Israeli clients, very wealthy people. In Israel, when you turn 18, whether you're a man or a girl,
you sign up for the fucking service, and you have a
in the military,
mandatory.
right?
Yep,
And then
no matter what,
the wealthy ones, which all my clients were,
probably have to be in a wheelchair to get out.
when they finish in the service, they pack a backpack and they travel the world. All 7 of my former Israeli clients said the same thing as I just told you. They agreed there should be there's a 2 states. That's the solution, and they're Israelis. Now
there are some, but they don't prominent and make their voice prominent because it can ruin their life literally, But they don't mind telling you or me over here, I mean, that's just the state. Have you ever seen Christians in Israel from America? Anybody that visits over there? Oh man, they treat them horribly. Them people don't want us over there, Palestinians, nobody.
Yeah, well,
I've seen these ultra orthodox ones over there spit at people with babies and stuff. Saying things like "Go off, it's not your land." I mean, and they're just visiting. They're not trying to stay.
Oh, you're talking about the Hasidic Jews. They do that over here.
Yeah.
There's Hasidic Jews in New York City, and they congregate in neighborhoods. You go into their neighborhood and you say boo, and you're going to have a problem. I'm telling you right now, you're going to have a problem.
They'll call you goyim, and if you're not educated or well read, you'll say, "What the fuck did he call me?" It's not goyim means non-Jew. It's Gentile. In other words, if you're anything else but a Jew or Christian, especially.
They don't run around doing that. But I'm going to tell you, like, if you mess with one of them, they are the most organized group of people I've ever seen. The Hasidics in New York City.
Yes.
They get on that walkie-talkie, and within seconds, they're piling up on you. You don't want to mess with them. Leave them alone.
Yeah, I always thought in The Sopranos the way they portrayed them to be able to bully around. Like I don't know. I would have. I thought when I saw that one episode, I was like, no, there'd be more Jews than that. Like that wouldn't just go that easy.
Yeah, well, back to Trump. I'm very disappointed in my fellow Americans who still support Donald Trump, even though they're the ones that were screaming during his campaign, "We want the Epstein files released," and he agreed to do it. If elected, he
Yep.
said, "I'll release those files," and now he won't
They're
release
on
the
my desk
files.
right now. Oh, but what I meant was the files, which include no list.
Yeah, well, so it went from Pam Bondi in June saying that she had the list on her desk, right? Then a week later, Trump said, "Oh no, there is no list," and she was backing him up on that.
Hey,
And
I'll
then
tell
a
you
couple
what.
of days, wait, hold
I
on. A couple of days after that, Trump said, "Oh yeah, there is a." He went back to there is a list again, and Obama and Hillary wrote the list. Is that right? If that was
yeah,
true, they would have released that list during his campaign to kill his campaign.
yeah, yeah. I knew when I saw Kash Patel say on Joe Rogan's that he definitively killed himself, and the way he acted, and then and then Joe said, "Oh, we just got another tweet from Elon," and he mentioned that Trump was in the files. You could tell that Cash was like, "Fuck, I wish I wasn't here right now. I wish I wasn't on this camera." He
Yeah,
was
well,
very avoiding, and I knew right then. I said, "They're not releasing shit else."
you think
I
about
said
this,
that
right?
I didn't know that they would come out with this shit about Trump and everything and the letter he drew and all that. But I knew for sure that we wasn't getting nothing else. I'm surprised we even got the little video we did.
You think about this, right? So you got Epstein, a multi-billionaire, or at least a billionaire, actually. I don't know if he's multi, sitting in a jail cell. Now, if there was a list, he would know if there was. Obviously, he would have wrote it. Okay, so you mean to tell me that there was no Epstein list? Epstein would have known that, and he offed himself knowing he would have been acquitted? You got to be stupid to not understand what I just said. I'm not talking about to you guys. I'm talking about
Yeah,
people in the audience. Trump supporters in the audience, if there is any. Are you
pe-
stupid, people? Are you
people
stupid?
people think that just because he was in there under serious stuff, like just like anybody regular like us, we would probably have thoughts like that and might do it. Yeah, but except the difference is he had plenty of money. They didn't have
Yes,
him under a RICO. He wasn't going to lose every bit of wealth he had.
that's
And
right.
you look at somebody like Robert Durst. He got away with it in Texas. Got
That's
acquitted by
right.
the jury.
That's
And
right.
he never killed himself. He bided his time because he got out.
And he would,
He beat it.
if not for him screwing up and not realizing that the microphone was on, he would have.
He
He would
should.
have.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, sorry to interrupt you. You guys want to address any of the questions being brought up in the chat? You guys
I
want to?
can't. I can't
I
see
apologize.
the
I'm not
chat.
looking at the chat. I'm outside, but I'll pull it up right now on my
Yeah,
phone.
I'm sorry. I'm not looking
Yeah,
at chat either.
you probably should. You got a whole chat room full of people like trying to engage. And y'all
Apologize.
ignore
Well,
them.
technically,
So
that's on the host, which is Goku.
you motherfuckers
Sorry,
suck at
Goku. I ain't taking that
suck.
rap.
You suck at it. Jump on. And,
It's sorry. I'll take the
A
rap
lot of
for
good
it.
questions. Jacob Waters got. He says. Let's see what Jacob had to say. Jacob had a lot of good things. He said he would like the Epstein files released, but he still thinks Donald Trump is the best president we've had in 15 years.
I'll say it to you like this: with everything that was going on in Iran and all this other junk, I'm a lot better off thinking that we got him at least on some stuff. But on this transparency and being honest and truthful 100%, no, I'm not feeling so good about it.
I believe that people start and say things just to start and say things. So I hope he releases it. I hope he's man enough to say, hey,
He's not.
you know,
He said it's over with. The dude's dead. Like I could tell from the way Trump's doing it, he is
Okay,
not
let me
going
give you some reality.
He's suing the Wall Street Journal right now for coming out with that shit that he sent them. He sent him a drawing and shit and a letter on his birthday.
Let's give you some reality.
Coming out with that.
Okay, they released the goddamn list. Do you think anybody's going to get prosecuted? No. So what's going to happen is you're going to be sitting in your houses like that motherfucker Clinton. He should be prosecuted. You're just going to be more pissed off. There's not going to be any results. You're just going to sit around and be more angry because you get to look at these motherfuckers knowing the sick shit they did and how they got away.
Wait. What do you mean,
Justin?
Justin?
Do you really want to know? I mean, really, you really want to know? Is that going to give you sound mind? No, it's going to piss you off. Just like Diddy getting away with his bullshit. You get to look at that cocksucker and know he's a piece of shit woman abuser.
Jacob, I'll say one thing. I'll say one thing to address what you said about the covering for Israel with Epstein, Israel and correlation doesn't always mean causation. Just because both of them had family tied to Mossad, and so I don't think that meant that they were tied with the government. Then again, because if they were, why would she be behind bars right now and he be dead?
Even if it was the Israelis, it doesn't. Even if it was the Israelis, it doesn't preclude the fact that Trump is on that list.
You know, and one more.
No, Kamala would not have been better, Jacob. You're 120% correct.
The Freedom of Information Act is so you have full discrepancy and disclosure on our government. It does not mean you have the right to invade private citizens' privacy. Epstein is a private citizen. So whatever criminal shit he's got, technically is none of your fucking business. Freedom of Information Act does not give you the right to invade private citizens' privacy. Y'all think that's what it means. I can go get court records, and that's not what it's for. It's so you know what your government is fucking doing. That's what it's for. And everybody wants to abuse it.
The last
Who's this Just Us guy? This is one of these Trump supporters who, even if he had the list in front of his face, he still support Trump.
Santini.
Oh, Santini. Hey, I still support him on some stuff.
Square, give me 1 second. Santini, that's impeach. That's impeach.
Oh, of course, it figures now. It makes sense.
You know who that is.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's impeach.
If he had that, if impeach had that list in a gold frame, framed in gold, and Trump's name was on it 100 times, he'd still support Trump. He's supporting a child pedo.
Impeach. Hey, impeach. I voted for Trump, like I said, and everything. And if he wasn't running, I wouldn't have voted. You know, if there wasn't anything better, or just
listen. I'm not into politics.
I still don't see everything great about what is being handled recently. There's too many inconsistencies. Too many. They said one thing, now they're saying another. The way he's reacting on this letter and the drawing, saying I never drew. I remember seeing him auctioning off shit he drew. It's just not good, man. It's not good.
Listen, for months and months before the election, right? You never, ever heard me once say, go vote for Harris. I said, don't vote for Trump. You're voting against your own interests. This guy just did his big, beautiful tax cuts. Well, what is it, $3.5 trillion for the billionaires?
Kamala was a former freaking prosecutor. I don't even want to imagine what it'd be like to have somebody that used to be a prosecutor as a president.
Well, one thing we would have had with her we wouldn't have had a female woman president claiming she was king. We got rid of the king during the Revolutionary War. We got a king now. I'm not bowing down to Trump or anybody. I don't. She would have acted like
she didn't stink and she was above the rest of us. I'm telling you, man. At least Donald Trump, you know, he stayed successful all these years. I mean, he had some setbacks or whatever, but did she manage anything the size he did, the money he did? No. I just think he's better suited in a lot of ways. He's
better suited to help the billionaire class. That's for sure. Because that's what
he's helping
we the people. He's helping. Wait a minute.
I don't agree with the big beautiful bill. I don't agree with the big beautiful bill. I hate it.
How many times during Trump's campaign did he promise not to cut Medicaid? He just cut $1 trillion from Medicaid.
Hey, you're talking to somebody that's going to affect in 2026. So I know.
Okay. They say up to 17 million people now will lose their health care coverage because of Trump's $1 trillion cuts for Medicaid.
I read it more than once. 80 million. 80 million able-bodied, but they're not all able. But some of us are listed able-bodied, but that's because we haven't been able to get disability.
Yes, that's the other thing. How are people who are sick going to be considered able-bodied and forced to work if they're sick?
I saw these two parents talk about how they got a son who's just above 26, and he's developmentally challenged, disabled, and they have to help him with at least 60% of his life, maybe more like 70% every day. But they don't get paid enough. It's not covered, and he's going to lose his insurance if he doesn't volunteer or something.
If I could comment to Unknown
Trader. Or they don't get a waiver.
Unknown Trader says, Santini, learn your lesson. Arguing with ignorant people don't work. I'm not arguing with them. I'm throwing the truth in their face, and they know it's the truth.
Dude, what is ignorant? Like, I mean, if you're gonna just to say Kamala was better the end, then I mean, how are you really gonna get on me and say I'm not saying Trump is totally better?
Square. He's not directing that comment at you. Once again,
Oh, okay.
moments ago, you stated that if you find out that Trump was on the Epstein files, you're going to regret your vote. I respect that.
I got to find that out though. Like, I got to find that out for sure. Or
that's what I'm saying. So
I can't make my mind up about it.
Well, that's what I'm saying is you got one person saying that he's a pedophile, but they haven't been put out yet, and then you got another person saying that he's not a pedophile, and it hasn't been put out yet. So
yeah,
really,
but it looks even more. But it looks worse. It looks worse when he is above it in a way, but also Pam's above it. You know, and the way I see so many people just blind loyalty to him. You know, I mean, it don't.
At a minimum, because Trump is refusing to release those Epstein files after promising he would do so, at a minimum, he's protecting pedos.
Judgment. You can't trust they're going to make the unbiased action.
At a minimum, Trump is protecting pedophiles. At a minimum.
I wouldn't say that just yet.
I mean, you got to have proof of that to make that statement.
I wouldn't say that just yet, but I would say he definitely had elbows rubbed with him, and I question whether he did cut him off contact and everything.
And like I said,
I got to find confirmation of that.
I'm not into politics, so really, honestly, I really don't care.
Like, if they were to release some shit and it showed that he talked to him after he was convicted, I'd be like, oh,
100%.
That right there is bad.
No, I'd like to remind everybody that's listening now and listening after, they'll listen to this later on. If only it takes a real man, or a woman for that matter, to admit it when they're wrong. If you can't admit you're wrong, you're not a real man and you ain't a real woman. Period. End of story.
We got a Momo in the backstage, Square. Did you see the Momo in the backstage?
No, I don't pay him attention. When I see somebody that comes in and jumps out on their own accord real quick, that's usually, and I see the message go up, and then they do it again and again. That's more than likely MC. That's his modus operandi. It's the old stick he ran, and he's repeated and repeated. And he's just typing paragraphs, wanting me to read, and hope that I read them and get mad and respond, and I'm not doing that.
Fuck him.
That's what it is.
If I could say something, you know, I've been around on panels, and I've been on Bambi's panel, I don't know, probably 100 times. I've been on numerous panels. And what happens when I start talking, not with you guys, but many times when I get on there with a Trump supporter, and they start losing the argument, they call me an FAG. They call me a pedo. They're against pedos. And meanwhile, they voted for a pedo in chief. That's what the president is. He's a pedo.
I gotta say that. No.
I mean, unless it's been put out.
You just have a lot of things that don't point well to it right now.
Right.
You do have that.
Do you remember when Donald Trump says, if Ivanka wasn't my daughter, I'd be dating her? Do you remember that? Those are the words that came out of that man's mouth.
Did he just rage quit?
And on top of that,
no, that was my fault. That was my bad. Sorry, I thought it was the other screen. My bad.
On top of that, Trump is an adjudicated sexual abuser. On top of that,
yep.
I'll hang out until he comes back. So, because I know you're not very political. I'm not very political either, but. How you doing?
I try not to be, man.
How's things? How's things in the concrete jungle? How you doing?
Right. Other than this bullshit, man. Fuck the politics. Let's talk about real life.
Actually, I'm having a great summer, man. It's like the past few days have been really nice over here. The humidity's been low. It's been like in the mid 80s. We usually don't get this kind of weather this time of year. Usually it's so freaking humid you can barely move outside, but it's been very nice.
And Mr. Bananas, it's very good to see you. I apologize for having you confused with someone else. My apologies. I'm glad we could sort that out because I was so disappointed. I was like, why is Joe doing this? My bad. So my apologies, sir. And here's Mr. Waters. I'll let you three gentlemen talk and continue your male panel. Enjoy.
What's up? What's up, Mr. Waters?
How we doing today, guys?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm just here to moderate. So you guys are the politician-based shit. So you guys do what you got to do.
I wanted to talk to you about that politician stuff that you were just rambling about. What would you like to clear up first? The big beautiful bill, the I don't know. There's a lot of lies you're up here saying.
I think we should start. We should go with what I started with, the
You're
Epstein
in trouble
files.
now, Santini. You're in trouble now. You're in
Well,
trouble
I
now.
don't
No one's
listen.
in
I want
trouble.
to remind you, opinions aren't facts, and facts don't care about your opinions,
I agree.
and facts
And you,
don't care
Brian,
about your feelings
Bambi,
either.
Bambi,
So
God dang you!
the
You
way
actually was against me this whole time. The junkies were right.
Oh my god.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Your opinion about Donald Trump being a pedo or a pedo supporter or anything like that, that's just an opinion. I agree. There's no facts to back any of that up.
Well,
I agree. There's no fact.
Why is Ghislaine Maxwell? Why does she get a 20-year federal sentence?
Because she was involved with sex trafficking with Epstein.
Right.
She's not in jail. Wait, stop. She's not in jail because of a list. When people say stupid shit like, "Oh well, there's no list, so why she's in jail?" She's in jail because of the crime she committed. She didn't get charged for a list. What are we even talking about right now? You sound crazy up here.
Listen, all I can say is, bro, I don't pay attention to this shit, so it don't got nothing to do with me. But until I see proof, I'm not going to call a man a pedophile without fucking proof, bro. Period.
Right. That's a crazy accusation to make about somebody.
Refusing to release the list, he's protecting pedos at a minimum.
So I'm all about him. I think he should release the list. I'm with you on that, but that doesn't make him a pedophile. It doesn't make him a pedophile supporter. I don't know what it is. And it's Pam Bondi, it's Kash Patel, and it's Dan Bongino are the ones that came out and were running on this, not Donald Trump. Stop for a second. Look at Donald Trump's list of things that he ran on. Tell me where the Epstein list is on his list of things that he ran on.
As far as Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, what you have to remember is Trump has a loyalty test. He only gave them those positions because they agreed to do whatever he asked them to do. He's the one. He's the one driving he's the driving force to hide that list, not Pam Bondi. It's Trump.
No, what I'm saying is Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel. Those are the people that actually said this is what I'm going to do on day one. They either said I'm going to release the Epstein list. Pam Bondi had a conference on the front lawn of the White House, and Kash Patel also said he was going to release it on day one. Donald Trump never said any of that.
Okay,
so for you to put those claims on Donald Trump, put those claims on Donald Trump as if that's what he ran on, that's just crazy.
Can you explain this to me? In June,
probably not.
Pam Bondi said that she had the list on her desk. A week later, Trump started up with the crap, and so did she. Oh, that there is no list. A few days after that, Trump is saying, oh, he went back to there is a list again. And this time it's Hillary and Obama made up the list. And like I said earlier, had Hillary and Obama made up that Epstein list, they would have brought it out during Trump's campaign. It would have destroyed his campaign. Trump is flip-flopping. Why is Trump flip-flopping?
I would respond with, what did Trump just do recently that you haven't brought up at all since you've been on panel talking about this?
He gave the billionaires a $3.5 trillion tax cut.
No, okay, so I'm talking about the Epstein list that you brought up because you wanted to stay on this topic. What did Donald Trump just do involving the Supreme Court and the Epstein list?
You tell me.
Involving it.
You tell me.
I was. This is your topic. I thought you knew.
You tell me.
What he did is he released the Supreme Court files on Epstein's previous case and on his current sitting cases. And so what he's doing is Pam Bondi has to go back and approve all of this stuff. So once again, the ball is in Pam Bondi's court and the Supreme Court to see what they do with it next. But for the people that are putting this on Donald Trump, I think it's wild. He's not the one that claimed all this stuff. If anything, there's more people that could probably make the claim that he's trying to stop pedophiles, and I think he's doing a pretty good job of it. How many sex traffickers have gotten stopped at the border since
Let me ask you a question.
We shut down all the No, stop. How many sex traffickers do you think got stopped at the border when we started shutting down our borders and not just letting people walk in?
The border's another issue. Let me ask you a question.
Because that is a huge issue. It's a huge current issue that we have in the United States was immigration, and it was coyotes.
No, you're trying to switch. You're trying to change the subject. Let me ask you a question. Okay. Do you hang out with pedos? I don't. Do you?
I wouldn't choose to, but I also wouldn't know that. I don't know everybody that makes contact with
Donald
me, you know
Trump.
what I mean?
Donald Trump and Epstein were best friends for over a decade, and Trump is we have the records of Trump saying, "Oh yeah,
there's more
Epstein,
evidence.
he likes young girls. This was his buddy."
There's more evidence that shows that Donald Trump threw Epstein out of the Mar-a-Lago as soon as he figured out that
Yeah,
the guy was hitting on people at the Mar-a-Lago. That's not bullshit. I'm just saying
public,
you're making a claim. Santino, you made a claim. Back up your claim. My claim was no. He threw Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago when they were hanging out, and there's proof of that because he was creeping on girls. Now you give me proof of what you just said, that they were best friends. Tell me how you know this.
He threw him out of Mar-a-Lago once it became public that Epstein was a child.
It was before one of his cases.
Once it became public.
So tell me. Once again,
tell me. I think it actually was after. Are you sure it wasn't after, Jacob? Because I thought that's what it was.
It doesn't matter. What I'm asking Santino to do is present me any evidence that shows me that they're friends. I showed you.
I disagree.
This is how he got thrown out of office. I mean, this is how he got thrown out of Mar-a-Lago. We know what happened. That's true. There's facts behind that.
Wait,
show me how you know that they were friends.
Did he have a suite or something at Mar-a-Lago? Is that what you're saying?
No, he didn't. He was just there, and he was being creepy towards people. People came up to Donald Trump, told him what was happening. He got thrown out. You can go look it up. It's not like.
Explain.
I tell you that photo he's in with Trump when he's standing close to him and smiling in the '90s. That video. I mean, the dude just comes off.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. Let me give you a great example.
He's fucking looking around and laughing.
Let me give you a great example. Rocco Fowler. Let me give you a great example. Rocco Fowler has a picture. With Hulk Hogan. Do you think they were friends?
No,
he's got a picture with Hulk Hogan, but do you think they were friends? Is my question.
Okay, no, he got that at an event. Hulk Hogan saw him.
Anybody can walk up and take a picture. Anybody can take a picture with Donald Trump.
Yeah, he don't remember the time. Yeah, you got to be real impressionable.
But what I'm saying is, just because you got a picture with somebody doesn't mean that you're friends with them, especially a celebrity like Donald Trump.
There's also videos of Trump and Epstein together.
There's videos with Trump and a lot of people, and hanging out with the Clintons. He could be guilty by association just hanging out with the Clintons.
Stephen Hawking went out to the island for a damn barbecue and signed
So did Bill Gates. So did RFK.
Hold on. Do you think Stephen Hawking though really went there and was like, "All right, put me in a room and let me just gawk at these fucking"? No, I cannot believe that about Stephen Hawking. I just can't.
Trump hung out with a monster.
A noon retired monster. Used to have midgets do math on a dry erase board. That was his thing.
That's some weird shit right there, and I'm gonna have to look that up.
No, I'm just saying, like Clintons have been there. RFK admitted to going there with his wife. Bill Gates has been there. I just don't think all of that makes him a bad president. I think.
Let me ask you.
I think here's the thing. He was doing something different than all of these other presidents.
It made me think, though. It made me think. Could have Stephen Hawking have went there nobly at first, and then Epstein like, hey, I could, set you like the dude can't do nothing. All he can do is talk through a computer.
Jacob, what if it's proven?
But that shows that he still has a regular mind. Hold on, it still says that he has a regular mind though, and we don't know if he still gets. We don't know what it. I just cannot imagine Stephen Hawking being that way.
Epstein doesn't have a degree. Listen, Epstein doesn't have a degree in anything. They made him a math professor at a college. He's got some kind of
where's his money come from?
People aren't addressed. It came from Wexler. Wexler fucking signed off his estate to Epstein. Wexler is the guy that owns like Victoria's Secret. Basically anything that used to be in a mall when you used to go to a mall, he used to own all of those. He signed over his estate to Epstein a long ass time ago.
Hey, Jacob, what if it's proven? What if it is proven that Trump is on those files and was on Epstein Island? What are you going to do then? What are you going to say then, Jacob? What are you going to say?
I would say he should get in as much trouble as everybody else that was on the island.
Yeah,
I agree 100%.
I'm going to demand that they make sure they don't charge his ass till he gets out of office and can't pardon his ass.
No, I think he should get just as much penalty as anybody else that gets charged for being on the island.
I mean, maybe they should try to impeach him if that were to come out. But do not charge him until he's officially out, that motherfucker. Because it
doesn't matter because say JD Vance becomes the next president, then you're getting pardoned that way. My thing is, I'm
And
not a
that's some
Trumper,
bullshit,
but I'm
dude.
also
Like
not a
the
never
fact
Trumper,
that
and
the
I'm also
fact
not
that
a never
freaking
Trumper,
Biden,
and I
the
don't
fact that
just make
Biden
up
could
excuses for
preemptively
why I won't
pardon
talk
his
to somebody.
family, that's fucked up. That he could preemptively pardon himself and his whole family years back and forward.
It
That
depends
that
on
should.
he has to know, so he has to know what the charges are. So he wouldn't be able to do it unless he knew what the charges were for.
Well, before you can pardon
Well,
yourself,
then, well,
don't
no,
you
no, no, no,
actually have to
no.
be convicted
Biden,
first?
whoa. Biden pardoned his son for the stuff that was official, but he also preemptively pardoned him for anything else that could come out,
Yeah, that
including
doesn't
his
work.
own
It
damn
didn't
self.
work like that. It doesn't work like that though.
Uh,
They
they
can
said
still
it
charge
should.
Hunter. No,
That
they can
was
still
wrong.
charge
That was
Hunter.
wrong that Biden pardoned his son. That was wrong.
Well, he said forever he wasn't going to do it.
Well,
You know,
like I
I mean,
started off with this,
I guess he
both the
forgot
Democrats
he was
and the
taking a nap.
Republicans have failed we the people repeatedly over and over and over again. Both parties.
Yeah.
I agree.
The last good president we had that was Republican was Reagan, and the last good Democrat, in my opinion, was Kennedy. That's it.
I feel
Well,
like there's corruption on all of those.
when you brought up Reagan, right? The last 2 years of Reagan's
Both
presidency,
Bush Senior, Bush
he didn't know
Junior
what
were shit.
the last two
Clinton
years
was
of Reagan's
shit.
the last 2 years of Reagan's presidency, he didn't know what day it was.
I'll take that back. Carter was good too, but other
The
than
actor?
Carter, yeah, I think he was all right. I know he didn't do a lot.
In my opinion, during my lifetime,
Things didn't really get worse though.
the best president we ever had was Obama. I did like Clinton until I found out he was on
No,
that list.
do you realize
Obama
that
was one of the most.
Obama? Hey, do you get on to Trump about the deportation and stuff? Because Obama was deporter in chief. That was a literal
Right,
nickname
he
for him.
deported more people and bombed more countries.
20 million.
Yeah, but what he didn't,
million
what Obama didn't do
drone
was
strikes out the ass.
what
Oh,
Obama
poor
didn't do
little
is
Afghan kid. Oh, so well.
What
Gotta
Obama
protect
didn't
them opium fields.
what Obama did do and Trump isn't doing. Obama would deport people back to their countries of origin. Trump is deporting people to fucking Libya. People who are from South America. That's cruel and unusual punishment.
I haven't heard
Doing
that
that?
shit. I have
Doing
not.
that?
I've heard them go to El Salvador, but I have
Who's
not
doing?
heard
Wait,
them.
wait. Who's doing that? Who?
Trump.
Santini, you're making wild claims over here.
But
No,
you know something
it's
else.
the truth.
You know
It's the
something
truth.
else. You know something.
No,
His
people
administration.
are only
Hold
getting
on,
deported back
Jacob.
to
You
the
know
countries.
something else. Hold on, I
No,
was
no,
talking. You
stop.
know
Before we
something
jump
else.
off of that.
No. Do you
Before
know
we jump off
something
of that.
else that his administration did that no one else's would have done ever anywhere else? He offered the ones that came here illegally and somehow flew beyond the radar and weren't criminals and didn't have warrants. We'll let you leave, grace free. Give you this much money in tickets.
Isn't it
Tell me
funny
where the fuck they're gonna do that at?
Isn't it funny how Trump made exceptions for immigrants that he would deport? If you're an immigrant who works at one of these big fancy hotel chains owned by a billionaire or on a farm, then you don't get deported, but everybody else does.
Not how it works at all. And
I don't think
people are
that's
only
how it
getting
works.
deported to their home countries unless their home countries don't accept them back. And the
Look,
people that
I've
are getting
heard.
deported aren't just for being Mexican or being
I've heard of.
Spanish or being an immigrant. They're getting deported for heavy crimes.
Let me
Like
see if I can pull
everybody that's
something up.
everybody that's been deported so far that the media's been up in arms about is they were all criminals. I don't know why people are
Well,
freaking out.
what about that one guy? Hold on. What about the one guy from Maryland or whatever? Like there was a
he
lot of
was
stuff.
MS-13. He beat his wife. And his wife is the one that charged the files against him for beating her. This is
So
it's
what
just
about
stupid stuff.
what,
And then
Oh,
Santini's over here just repeating it back to people like it's fact.
Somehow I missed. Somehow I didn't get that information.
Hold the
to
phone.
me.
Hold the phone. So when ICE went into Home Depot in LA, those people that they grabbed that had honest jobs, working for a living, they weren't criminals. You just said he's only deporting criminals.
Santini, one-on-one, let's figure this out because you're trying. So you think slave labor is a good thing? Is that what you're saying?
No.
So why would you want people working here illegally not getting paid a minimum wage?
If they're working at Home Depot, you get minimum wage.
No, they're not. If they're working at Home Depot,
how can they work there without?
ICE doesn't show up at Home Depot to get the people behind the counter.
Home Depot doesn't pay people off the books.
Hold on, I guarantee. I know, and I guarantee
you're making an
you
argument.
I guarantee you half of the illegal immigrants
illegally.
Look, The
You're
top
arguing for slave labor.
hold on, man. He said that the topper ones working in better positions maybe evade under the radar more. That's because they probably can afford and have some really good fake shit. But most
What I'm
of them don't
saying
have
is anybody
anything,
that's
and they
saying
can't work places like that.
anybody that's saying they want people to be able to
I'm
work
agreeing
here
with you, Jacob.
illegally for less than
I'm
minimum
agreeing.
wage,
Exactly.
they're
I
pushing
agree.
slavery. That's what it
I
is.
agree.
Well, that's what they're
I
doing
agree.
to the immigrants that are picking our fruits and
Yeah,
vegetables on
and
the
it's
farms.
crazy,
Yeah,
they
so if they
say
came
that.
here,
Hold
so
on,
if
it's
those
crazy they
immigrants
say
came
that out
here
of one
legally,
breath. It's
stop for a
crazy they say
second,
that
guys.
out of one
So if
breath,
those
and
same,
then in the other breath they say, "Oh, but they're just protecting the CEOs and billionaires." That's
so if
what
All
they're
right,
those
come on,
same
saying.
boys. Let
people,
everybody talk. Let everybody talk, boys.
Oh, sorry, I'm just
if
saying,
those
but
same
I'm
people,
going backing Jacob up. I'm saying that's protecting big billionaires and companies, allowing them to
yeah,
pay slave labor.
it's only for protecting corrupt bosses. If all of those people
Exactly.
that are here illegally came here illegally and made minimum wage, that would be great. That's what I think. I think that would be great. Anybody that's arguing that illegal immigrants should be able to stay here, they're arguing for slave labor. And they're making it easy for these companies to take advantage of people that aren't citizens. That's
You
what
do
Santini
realize
was just arguing for.
you do realize that even if you're in this country illegally, you're still paying taxes. Every time you go to a store and make a
Not
purchase, you're
everybody
paying
in this
taxes.
country illegally is paying all taxes. Yes, if you buy products, you also pay taxes, but that's not the same as actually paying taxes. The
And that
majority
helps
of
our
people that are here
economy.
illegally, hold on a
That helps
second.
our
Well, hold on,
that
I
helps our
just told
The
economy.
Goku
majority of
here
people that are
earlier.
here
I just told
illegally,
Goku that if he pays for anything, whether or not he's working, he still has the right to vote. He thought he didn't because he's not paying active taxes. I said I
that's
thought
because
that too
that's
for a
he's
while.
paying
That's
some
not
tax.
right.
And I agreed with you on that. That's some taxes, but no, it's not the same as paying all taxes. Just like when you were talking about the big beautiful bill earlier and you guys said cuts to Medicare, that's pulling people off of Medicare that aren't
It's
supposed to be getting it. That's where the cuts are.
It's
Doesn't matter if it's
Medicaid.
Medicare, Medicaid, it doesn't
Yes, it
matter.
does
What I'm
matter.
saying
Yes, it
here,
does matter.
Santini, hear what I'm saying. Here's a pool of money. There's a billion people drawing from it. We're gonna pull off this amount of people that aren't supposed to be getting it. So the pool is going to be smaller, but the people that are actually supposed to be pulling from it is going to be more accurate, and people aren't going to be wasting the
but
resources.
what you just said
That's
makes
what
no
the big
sense.
beautiful bill is. How you
What you just
explained it
said
was
makes what you
they're
just
just cutting. Stop for a second. What you're explaining is they're just cutting Medicare or Medicaid. That's not what's happening. They're
what you
pulling people
just
that are
said.
bleeding the system.
What you just said, a billion people makes no sense. There's 335
You're
million,
right.
not a
I'm
billion
not.
people in America.
It's a hypothetical number to say these many people are grabbing from this pool. Right now, there's people grabbing from the pool that aren't supposed to be grabbing from it. We're going to take those people off. And then we're just going to have all the right people that are supposed to get this to get this. That's what the big, beautiful bill is. Yes, there's going to be cuts to it because people are tapping into it that are not supposed to be getting benefits. And they're abusing the system. That's why the system is going to shrink. It's not because we're going to be putting
Hold on, guys, and let me get
injured
done,
people out
please.
on the street.
But the illegals and stuff, they want to get off of that. I'm fine for that in the bill. What I'm not okay with, Jacob, is trying to make some people that are in positions where they're in a place of very high unemployment compared to the rest of their whole state, like me, or they don't have a car and they're in a rural environment. No, there's a whole bunch of nuances. I've read this case of this mother and a father. They've got a son that's 27, so they can't have him on their insurance. They work, but they don't work in
Is he
like they
able-bodied?
would have to.
27-year-old, is he?
He's no,
27-year-old, is he
no,
able-bodied?
developmentally. No, they have to basically do just about. He can do basic shit once he's good to go, basically, and he has to have careful watch,
But
essentially. And he
so
doesn't
he's a,
qualify
so
for
does he have an
disability.
so
He
so
doesn't
does
get
he have
disability. No,
so does
so
he
he
have
would
an
not be excluded. He would
does
get.
he have
He's
an at-home care provider or no?
no, because the insurance they have, it won't cover it. They would have to be on damn near
Well, yeah,
Medicaid.
you have to qualify for disability to receive disability. Yeah, that makes sense. I
So
agree with that.
they said that he would lose his Medicaid. They don't have Medicaid, and their insurance won't allow them to be the caregivers.
I guess
So
you
they
have
have
to explain to me
so
why.
they have to do it and do it out of their own because they can't get paid to do it through their insurance and stuff. Just
You'd have to
the
explain to
insurance
me
isn't
why he's not
compatible.
disabled. Though. You'd have to explain to me why he's not disabled. That's a very anecdotal case where I can't really give you an answer.
The first time you go to, you always get denied. And if they consider it not full, if they say, well, he can, use a microwave, he can use a TV, he's able to comprehend, they can always make arguments. If you think there's people out there that haven't gotten disability that need to, come on.
No, and I would think that's why they're making cuts to it in the first place, is because people are abusing it.
No, it's not that. To institute.
That's one of the main reasons that we're making cuts to it, is because people are abusing the system so bad. You know how many?
Hold on, they want to institute an 80. Yeah, but able-bodied people. Obamacare's is shit. Are you going to say they should have went to Obamacare? It's not.
No,
affordable.
what I'm saying is, all of these able-bodied people that we've been paying to sit at home for the last 5 years, it spiked up even worse during COVID.
Not
we're pretend all of these people can't work.
Georgia, and a bunch of states.
I'm from Illinois.
Hold on,
when you guys
Georgia,
were talking,
they have already implemented
the things that aren't true, though.
No, the work requirements are dumb. You're going to require people who don't have jobs and need to be spending time trying to get jobs or improve their skills to get a job, and you're going to tell them, well, if you have a job, you got to go do 80 hours a month at a volunteer place. And if you're in a rural area, no public transportation, no car, you're fucked.
That's for them. That's for them to not cut off your benefits.
No,
hey,
no,
they're not. We're giving.
You think they're going to give a waiver to everybody?
Where you're wrong. What you're saying, though. You're wrong. What you're saying. Those requirements are in order to keep getting your benefits. That's fine, but those arguments, the reason you have to commit those many hours.
Okay, if I'm only working and getting about close to 4 hours, and it's not every day, and it's not 7 days a week, so I would not meet the whole 80-hour thing. That means I would have to supplement probably 40-ish hours or close to a month to go to a volunteer place, which there's only one. It's 40 miles away.
You don't have to go to a volunteer place. You can just get a job.
No, what if I can't find one? I don't have a car. You're not listening.
That's not an excuse.
You're not listening. You're not listening.
You're
not listening.
I'm listening 100%. That's not an excuse.
I can't get a job in walking distance. I have applied. Oh my God, I've applied both dollar. Dude, I cannot get a job in walking distance. I just can't.
Okay, that has nothing to do with it. That's not why the government should pay you to live. That's fucking retarded. The government shouldn't pay you to live because you don't have a car.
They're not paying me. They're not paying me to live. I don't get food stamps. I don't get anything but Medicaid. I get basic insurance.
That's what it is.
Oh, that's paying for me to live?
Yeah.
Don't you understand that having health coverage, the more people in this country that have health coverage, the stronger the country is?
This is why Luigi fucking Mangione did what the fuck he did. Is because of people like you.
I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy for Americans to sit around like, woe is me.
My life. Oh, it's not woe is me. There are people that cannot get out of ruts, dude. Are you going to say that that's not a thing? Everybody that's in a rut is just stuck in there of their own free will and negligence. We just don't want to, we're just lazy. I'm working I'm almost working part-time. And I managed to somehow land that with no car, nothing but 2 feet in a rural area with no public transportation. And you're telling me I'm not making any good points? Fuck off.
No, you're not making good points.
I agree with
Stop for a second. God, you guys can stop for a second.
Whatever.
Square. How much time do you spend a day on the internet? How much time do you spend a day on the internet?
Only
Jacob,
the time.
It's 11:30 in the morning on a Monday.
When
what do you
I'm
do
on
for
here,
a living, Jacob?
I can very easily open the tab and check Indeed.
What do you do for a living,
and you don't know what I do throughout all my day. I'm not on the internet every day. I don't go live every day.
Jacob, it's 11:30 in the morning on a Monday. What are you doing for work?
I'm going to answer both of you at the same time. Square, I didn't ask, or I wasn't trying to assume what you did. That's why I asked the question.
Yes, you were. You were trying to insinuate that I don't manage my time wisely. If I did better, maybe I would have a job. That's exactly what you were insinuating. I don't have to hear you drum on more and more to get what you mean.
Okay, I didn't insinuate anything. I asked you how long.
Stop getting offended. Stop getting offended, Square.
I'm not offended. I'm just stating the facts. Like,
well, you're getting smart with the man.
Like, I agree with him. I agree with him. No, I agree with him. There's illegals and people that are abusing it on it, but it's not as many as he thinks. And the work require and to get rid of and they hold on. Let me finish. Let me fucking finish. They can get rid of the people committing fraud without the damn stupid work.
Stop talking for a second.
No, let me say one thing without you interrupting me, and maybe I would stop.
No one's
'Cause you
interrupting
keep
you.
cutting
You're
off my
talking over
point.
everybody.
You're talking over me, dude. You won't let me make one point. I have shut
What
up and
point
let
would
you
you
make
like to
points.
make now? Go ahead.
It's the same one you kept interrupting. Do you
Go
think
ahead.
it's smart if I only have a part-time job to tell me you got to go spend 40 hours a month now doing the volunteer thing if you can't get a job in time by this date or you lose your insurance? That's
I
a
already
yes or
answered
no.
you. I already answered you. You don't have to do that.
That is what
That
is
was my
coming
answer to you. You don't have to do that. The way
December
you just
20.
pitched, stop for
Oh
a
my
second.
God.
The way you just pitched that is false. So let
No,
me
it's not.
answer. Let
No,
me
it's not.
answer
I've
the other
read the
guy's
fucking
question.
thing several
The other
times.
guy. To the other guy, I own a landscaping company. I'm landscaping right now. I'm on property, working at it.
This is
I also own a mixed
pointless.
martial arts gym that I coach at, and then I do the YouTube stuff for fun. But I try to stay as busy as I can. I got a family I got to support and everything else. But when it back to this, I asked you if you were online and how long you were online. I wasn't insinuating anything. If you told me that you were online for, let's say, 5 hours a day, I'm going to say I'm probably online maybe 4 to 5 hours a day. It happens. Whether it's on the phone, I'm probably on my phone about 4 or 5 hours a day. If I could just turn that into work, yes, I wouldn't have to go do volunteer work or anything else to make 80 hours a month is such a small amount. That's an insanely small amount. 80 I can work 80 hours a week in 1 week. Like it's not 80 hours in a week is easy. To spread it over a month, that's way easy. And
Our
no, you don't have to get your job doesn't have to give you.
Time is a precious resource, just like you pointed out already by asking me what do I do with my time and the internet, which I'm not on here as much as you think. Clearly, you
I
don't
didn't
pay attention.
Once
So,
again, I didn't stop. See, this is what I'm talking about, Square. You're inserting things that I didn't say. I asked you how
I
long you
couldn't.
were on the internet. Then I inserted, I'm on
Okay.
the internet about 5 to 6 hours a day. Now, once did I accuse you of any time on the internet or anything else? This is
Unless I
why
go
you
live
try.
at
Stop
night.
fucking
Unless I
talking
go
for a minute.
live at night. No, you go on paragraphs. I'll say stuff like
That's
you
because you're
say
just
about
making
me.
shit up, Square. You're just making
Okay.
shit up and then rambling about it.
Jacob,
I didn't make anything up.
Jacob, you're
By
doing one. Here,
December
let's see
2026,
you.
it's
Let's
going to
see
be
you
80
mowing
hours mandatory,
your weed
or you
whackers
will
right
lose
now, Jacob.
Medicaid
I don't
if you're not
believe you. I
disabled.
don't believe you, Jacob. Let's see you mower and weed whackers right now, Jacob. Show it.
I'm switching the string on my weed whacker right now. But my mower's over there. This is my truck. Is that enough for you? Or do you want me to go walk over to my mower next?
Yeah, walk over to your mower and turn it on so we can have an intelligent conversation.
I guess I don't understand how that's working for you, bud. All right. I'm walking around my property having a drink. I'm just
Oh,
waiting
wait.
to
You said you were doing somebody else's lawn. Now you're on your property.
yeah, this is
You're
the property.
busted. You're
Yes,
lying. You're busted. You're lying.
hey Santini, this is the property that I manage. When I say property, this is the property that I
You just
manage.
said your
It's a
property you own.
fraternity.
Now you manage it. Which one
It's
is
a
it,
fraternity.
Jacob?
I'm a landscaper over here. I don't know why you think it's
Bullshit,
my
Jacob.
house.
Bullshit. You just stuck your foot in your mouth. How does it taste?
I didn't stick my foot in my mouth. I said I'm over here at my property, as in the one that I'm working at. This is the
Oh,
property that I be working at. I don't own this. Hey, I don't own this
Now you're
property.
backpedaling.
No, rewind the tape 5 minutes. I know what I just
You're
said.
backpedaling, Jacob.
Okay, what am I backpedaling about?
First, you were doing somebody else's property. Then
I
it
am
was your
still doing.
property.
I'm
Then it
still
was the
doing
property
somebody
you
else's
managed.
property.
Which one is it, Jacob?
I'm still doing somebody else's property. I'm contracted with this property. I own a landscaping company. I'm contracted with 5 properties on this street. I manage all 5 of these properties on this street. I refer to them as my properties.
Jacob. You're a manager
Any
now,
other
huh?
questions, Santini?
You're a manager, huh? Yeah, okay, Jacob.
No, I'm a property manager, as in I take care of the property on here because I'm a landscaper.
Well, you're working
I
real
don't really
hard there on YouTube. You're working
don't
real
really
hard
do-
managing that property here on YouTube on panel.
I just thought I'm taking a break, having a drink, talking to you guys.
Oh, you've been on panel for a half hour now. It's one hell of a
Yeah.
break, huh?
Yeah, it's cool working for yourself because you get to make your own hours.
Yeah. You're busted.
My boss is a nice guy.
You're busted. Where's your employees? Where's your employees?
I work for myself. I don't have any employees.
Oh, you manage 5 properties and you don't have a single employee. Take a walk with that bullshit story, all right?
Take a walk with what story?
Your story. I
You
ain't
don't
buying it.
Why don't you don't believe that I can work hard enough to manage 5 properties? I also
Oh, you're
do.
full
I
of
also do
shit. You got
jobs.
no employees, huh? You're full of shit.
I do. I work for myself. I would rather make $300 to $500 a day
The
than
fact
split with
is,
You're
somebody else.
full of
that
shit.
work
You're
requirement, my
full of
point is,
shit.
you won't acknowledge my point and you won't give a logical denial of it, but that 80-hour a month work requirement, it is stupid. It basically takes 80 hours out of the month if the person can't get disability or some other exception like a waiver, which they you ain't getting no waiver. Then guess what? If you don't get a job by that date or start doing the volunteer hours, then you're fucked. And then when you do
Yeah,
those volunteer
I don't think
hours,
it's the
you
government's
spend
job to take
money.
care of
You
able-bodied
spend
people.
money. You spend money. Yeah, like I would maybe only have to do 40 or 50 hours there, but still, I would have to spend money to commute there, and then I'm not getting paid there. I can't get a job or network there. I have to, be active and not on the phone and stuff and do whatever the community volunteer work is, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just a waste of time if you want somebody to improve their life. I'm wasting this fucking time doing this just to have insurance.
Sounds like you're wasting your time in an area that doesn't have any work for you.
That may
All
be
right.
so, but I
Wrong or am I
can't. But
right?
I can't just wake up tomorrow and say, "Hey,
Square.
I think I'm gonna go
Square.
over here to Tennessee." I might can
Square.
walk to fucking
Square.
Tennessee, but I
Square.
can't just go over
Square.
there and start a life
Square. Square.
willy
Square.
nilly.
No,
Square.
Square is
Stop
That's all I'm
making
yelling.
sense.
saying.
Jacob, you're not. Square is making sense, and you're not, Jacob.
What have I not made sense about? But yeah, I don't
I
think it's
have
the
no
government's
car. What do
job
you
Come
want me
on,
to
to
do?
guys.
take care
Do
of
Come
you want
on,
me to take
guys.
able-bodied
my?
Come
people.
on.
Do you want
Hey.
me to take my luggage and clothes and my bed and pack it over my shoulder and walk to Tennessee? Maybe in
Guys, we're
about a
at 2
couple of
I
days
don't
I
hours.
care how
could.
you
Listen,
do it. You're
hey.
the one who said that there wasn't any work there. I was just telling you if there's not any work there, you probably shouldn't be there.
Guys, we're at
How
2
you
It's,
get
just,
hours.
it's
somewhere
not
else
so
has
easy to
nothing to
just
do with me.
pack up and move
My
somewhere else.
grandmother, I was in rehab, and my grandmother passed in 2019. I came back January 2020 because my grandfather was fucking alone, all right? And I had nowhere else to go. I was in Massachusetts. I couldn't continue to live out there. You know how expensive it is to
So
live in Massachusetts?
were you taking care of your grandparents?
Doi, doi,
Come on,
doi,
guys. Come
doi.
on,
I've been
guys.
in
Now
healthcare
you're
for
getting
10
personal.
years. I've been in
Come
home
on, guys.
healthcare
We're
10
getting
fucking
personal
years,
now.
over 10 years now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Private and public.
I don't know anything about
I'm a
you, so it's
licensed
not.
phlebotomist,
Doi.
dude. I'm a
What's that?
licensed phlebotomist. I'm not a bum. I just can't get the fucking
I didn't
job
say
right now.
no one. First of all, never called you a bum. Never said how many
That's
hours
what it
you were
comes off
online.
to
This is
me,
more
bro.
just
Respectfully,
accusations that you're making about me for some reason. Not
really
once did I
comes
say
off
that,
that
but yeah,
way.
I would have tell you to
You don't
apply
have
to
to
be an
say
at-home
it
care
straight up.
provider. That makes a lot of sense. I would have told you to do the exact same thing.
Hey, I did it for private clients, meaning I solicited and I found an ad for the one in outside of Crothersville, and I worked for him for about 5 years. Got a lot of my first experience with him. My last private client, I worked from 2015 to 2022. So do the math.
I also worked for Department of Human Services for about 2 years. It's
I
a
graduated
rewarding
in
job.
2011, and I have worked consistently in something from 2012, or no, actually 2011 at the dog daycare, firstly, from 2011 till about in 2022 of June.
So,
How
That's
so
when my
many?
Jacob,
car.
Jacob,
That's when I lost my car.
I haven't
Jacob.
worked 4 hours a week in I don't know how long. Like that's fucking wild.
I
And
don't
that you
work
call
4 hours
that
a
working?
week. I
I'd
work
like
You
to ask
just
4
said
hours.
Jacob
that.
a question.
I work 4 hours almost 5 days a week, but the fifth day is
But
not a
okay, but
full
let's
four
not pretend
hours.
that let's not pretend that that's like hard
Because
working
I'd
that
like
day.
to ask
no,
Jacob a
because that is
question.
the home health care hours I can only get with one client here, and that's all they're allowed at the time.
I'd like
And
to
they
ask
have
You
no
should
Jacob a
other
probably go
question.
more
available
more
ones.
work.
I'd
And
like to
guess
ask.
what? I can walk 2 streets over, thankfully, to it. So I'm
I'd like to
blessed to
ask
fucking
Jacob a
have that.
question. I'd like to
Yes,
ask
sir.
Jacob a question. So, Jacob, so you said you own a mixed martial arts facility that you manage and train people. Do you have speed bags in that facility?
Speed bags? No, I'm a grappling coach. I don't really do anything with the strikers. I do jujitsu, judo, and 3 different styles of wrestling. But I don't really do much with the strikers.
Hey, Gumptown, when you've worked for public companies that are home healthcare agencies and for clients that could afford to pay you directly or from their family, that's being in a form of healthcare, numbnut.
That's right, Square. Square is right.
Yeah, Square, that is
right.
totally home health care. It just sounds
I
like you're
ended up doing
you're
a
in a spot
CPR
that's bad.
class, and I did a thing for mandatory reporting well before I got the phlebotomy thing. I had to do it again for phlebotomy. So, was I bonded and insured? No, I didn't have to be.
But Square, do you think you're like perpetually kind of stuck in a bad spot if there's not any work around there? And
Yes, I am in a bad spot to get work and stuff, and I have no car, as I said, and there's no public
but no,
transport here. They
but
don't
I'm
even
not
have
mad at
Uber
the.
or Lyft through here, dude.
But what I'm
God
saying
damn,
is,
I'm
but
in the
what I'm
fucking
saying is,
shit.
I'm not mad at the government for making people that are able-bodied
No,
required to
I,
work.
I think it's a waste of time. It doesn't make sense logically, and it puts a burden on Americans. And it's supposed to be American first.
I can
And
see.
I
And I
hold
can.
agree,
on,
Square. I agree with Square.
Doge cut a whole. How much money did Doge cut? And they could still go after the people doing fraud without giving a work requirement. So why is it fucking completely necessary?
There should
Because
be
a lot of
work
people are
requirements
taking
for
advantage of
welfare
the
and food
system.
There's
stamps, but
more
not for health
cons
care.
than the pros about it.
Because a
There
The
lot
only
should
of
be
thing I
people are
work
liked
taking
about
advantage
requirements.
of
that,
the
the only
system.
thing I liked about that deal, they was going to remove suppressors from the NFA, and then they took that out of it. Then it was dead in the
There
water
should
for
be
me.
work requirements for welfare and food stamps, but not for health care.
If you're able-bodied, you shouldn't even get health care
Many
stuff.
people are not
Oh,
able-bodied. That's why
but
they
if
got
I
the
was
health care.
able-bodied, but if I was
If I
able-bodied
have
with a dependent, if I was able-bodied with a dependent, though, I could just skip over the requirements. So I just need to
well,
pop
no,
out
if
and
I'm
get it.
able-bodied and I do have a dependent, which I do, and I work a job, I have to pay for it. I can't just have the government pay for it for me. Because
Every
I
time
have
you
a
say
child, I have
No,
to take
Jacob,
care of said child.
you wouldn't
lie.
meet
Every time you say
exactly. That's a great point. You wouldn't meet the income. You'd be over the income guidelines and stuff. So you're not as poor as those people. Do you not see how you're in a better advantage? Maybe you should
No,
be
even if
grateful.
I was making minimum wage Square, I would still have to cover that. Doesn't matter if I'm working myself.
I'm glad you mentioned the only
Hold on,
job,
somebody's
one of
cutting
the
something
only
next to
few
me.
places that's in walking distance. And how do you know I haven't applied there, sir? Let me tell you something about those places in walking distance, like Burger King and McDonald's. They're dominated constantly and employed by 1 to 2 adults and the rest high school kids. And they've been like that probably
That's
since I
right.
was in high school.
That's
They're not
right.
going to hire me. I was lucky to have gotten on at Pizza Hut originally.
That's right. It is summertime now. Those high school students are out of school. They're looking for work.
Yeah. So, hate to break it to you, this is a right to work state, meaning that, folks, you got the right to work, you don't have the guarantee. That's what I've always said about right to work states.
You know what
I'm
I
not
believe about
arguing with
you know
him.
what I
I'm
believe
not
about
mad at
Jacob?
him.
Jacob is
Hold on,
walking
Mr.
around
Santini. Can I
on
say this?
his
I'm
own
not
front
mad
lawn
at
right now.
him.
That whole
I
story was
disagree with
bullshit
him
by Jacob.
wholeheartedly.
So much for vacation. We're at the 2-hour-5 mark. Can you guys
So
do
much
your
for
closing,
vacation.
your
Okay.
final thoughts on
Goku
everything
didn't have to
today?
leave. I hate that he left.
Well, he's got to go to work. He's got to go to
Oh,
work.
well, then that's
He
important.
was standing on his front lawn. Stop.
No, not
No,
him.
it's a
Not
Goku.
him, Goku.
Not Jacob, Goku.
Now,
I'm talking about
Jacob.
Okay.
the
Now,
host.
Jacob,
my guest
I
host.
don't have any contention towards him or whatever, but did it not to you, Santini, appear like he was implying that I don't manage my time right? I'm maybe a bum, lazy.
Shut up,
That's
A2.
exactly what he was.
Absolutely, Square, 100%.
Yeah, but I didn't say he said it directly, and he kept pointing that out, and I'm like, you don't have to. It's called implying. But whatever, it's cool. He has his opinion, I have mine. I'm good. I didn't call him a name. He didn't call me a name.
No, well, I'm ending the show because I'm technically on vacation. I'm not even supposed to fucking be here. I'm supposed to be here right now.
Yeah, and we're doing the same thing at the Square channel. So the 2 lives we just recently have, just for the foreseeable week or more, we're not going streaming for some stuff. So yeah.
Okay, well, listen, Bambi, go enjoy your vacation. Square, it was nice talking to you, and I do respect you in that you said, once again, you said that if Trump is found to be in those files, that you would regret your voting for him, and you would admit that you made a mistake. I really respect that. Everybody makes mistakes.
I mean, it just
perfect.
seems logical to me. Otherwise, I would, I'm just going to make an excuse.
If Goku's still up here, you have a good day too, Goku. I'm going to rock and roll. Thanks for having me on panel.
Much love, Santini.
Great to have you up here, Santini.
Anytime.
Appreciate the engagement.
Ciao.
Appreciate the discourse.
I said hello. Give him my love.
I will.
And
Ciao.
I respect some of your opinions and stuff too.
Ciao.
I like him. All right. I guess that's about it. Shout out to the Neon Noir episode. Next one will be episode 12. Y'all stay tuned for it.
Yes, so please, next Monday, a new episode will drop. I'm going to start working on season 2. The show's going to be called Brooklyn Bloodlines. Same characters.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna
I didn't know
take
the
off
name
from
yet.
season 1, whole new revamp, and I hope you guys stay tuned for the rest of season 1, the season finale, and be staying tuned for season 2. Hope you guys enjoyed today and our Mob Monday, and watch the rest of Neon New York if you haven't checked the first episodes. Definitely don't want to miss it. Definitely want to be caught up for next week. Much love, everybody,
Definitely.
and let me remind you: be happy, be kind, be caring. And keep shining, my little stars. Blind the haters with your brightness. Because you know what?
Peace verse.
At the end of the
Salute.
day, you got to keep living. Got to keep going. Keep your heads held high and keep surviving. Because you know I'm going to be. Peace out and much love.
Shout out to
See you
Supreme.
later.
Peace.
Bro, I'ma tell you like this. I am not the one, little son. Better run with a gun. I'ma tell you like this. Fuck you and fuck where you from. Gotta say the word once and it's done. I'ma tell you like this. We can get it crackin', little bitch. Boy, quit without an attitude, sis. I'ma tell you like this. Better man up, lil' jit. Let me know if it's a problem, it's lit. Still a big talk, cause I got the biggest follow through. I follow money, you tryna get hoes to follow you. I am mad at you. How you hung around me and your dumb ass never learned how to keep it G. God damn it, sickening. Hope you listening. Post how you the realest, but you know it's different. Say you got them dividends, talking about them Benjamins. I ain't even gonna violate and talk about what I learned, but keep my name out your bitch ass mouth. Sure, there's other ways you can get that clout. You can dick ride like you do behind the scenes, cause you be switching sides like you LGB and T, but I know that boy's around. I know he gon' keep talking. I wasn't raised like that, but now I'm come around them types often. Tell you like this, that, put love where you at. You know we can get the shit poppin'. Tell you like this, that, put love where you at. You know we can get the shit. Bro, I'ma tell you like this. I am not the one, little son. Better run with a gun. I'ma tell you like this. Fuck you and fuck where you from. Gotta say the word once and it's done. I'ma tell you like this. We can get it crackin', little bitch. Boy, quit without an attitude, sis. I'ma tell you like this. Better man up, lil' jit. Let me know if it's a problem, it's lit. I got a couple reasons, some of these dudes is turning to haters. I'm a motherfucking reminder how they can never make it. I'm up in this shit and I never needed no one. I'm a business bitch, you gotta pay me to show up. I got that energy, you know that energy, that BDE shit. That I don't really know why that bitch intimidate me shit. That you can't lease this wavy baby make you seasick. That killing you with everything I do, bitch, rest in pieces. You fucking buffoon, thinking you fucking with me. It's ironic, I'm a CEO and don't need company. Look, I'm up in these prices so dummies don't come to me. Asking me to give them verses then they wanna come for me. You a whole asshole if you a dude and hate bitches, but your eyes light up when a dude's name's mentioned. Bro, compliment a woman, then you tell him stop simping. Bro, you got vagina envy, tell your homie to stick the tip in. You sus in the comments, you sus in real life. Imagine making fake pages just to speak your own mind. God damn, that must suck, you hate yourself and know why. Seek help, little bitch, before you take your own life. Shit, bro, I'ma tell you like this. I am not the one, little son. Better run with a gun. I'ma tell you like this. Fuck you and fuck where you from. Gotta say the word once and it's done. I'ma tell you like this. We can get it crackin', little bitch. Boy, quit without an attitude, sis. I'ma tell you like this. Better man up, lil' jit. Let me know if it's a problem, it's lit.